What up, gang? We are back with another watch list. Few weeks off. I was traveling. I was on vacation for a week. And unfortunately, last week when I got back, I was intending, of course, to do my Sunday watch list for you guys, the YouTube channel. And unfortunately, I had back to back flight cancellations. Ended up getting a whole 24 hours plus later than expected. So it was just a nightmare. But we're back. Had a full week of trading last week. It went extremely well. 4 or 5 green days. And more importantly, just sticking to the system and growing and improving little by little each day. Getting closer to passing these futures evals. I have 5 Lucid 25K Flex evals and getting closer. There's like $700 or so per account left till pass. So really looking forward to kind of being a little bit more aggressive with the evaluations, just getting those over with and getting to the funded. And then I can bring the size back down a little bit. So that's what I'm looking to do. All right. So let's kick things off. Hope you guys are well, having a good Sunday so far, and I wish you guys a great week ahead. Let's kick off with NQ. All right. As always, our previous day high and previous day low are the first areas of interest that I'm watching. Our first support are down at our previous day low at 28,210 down to 28,125. This is the first area of support I'm watching. If we stay weak and break below that, my next support is going to be at 28,000 and to 27,884, right? If we move up, the first thing that I'm going to be looking at is a reclaim of this 4-hour low here at 28,408 for a move back to the previous day high. And then above that, if I zoom in here a little bit now, we have these major 4-hour lows, low, low, right? We kind of swept it here, made another low here, and then what happened? It turned to resistance here, reject here, reject here. So over the previous day high, there's a little bit of room up, but I'm not looking to long up into a major former support. This might be another lower high. So I'd love to see this area reclaim before being more aggressive with longs. And my next resistance zones above are 28,862 and 29,091. I do have this pivot here as well, just marked on the chart. This 28,947, this pivot low here. I believe it goes back farther than that as well. Oh, that's it actually. Sometimes I like see how it's overly extended here to the left. Sometimes I accidentally extend it to the left. But nonetheless, it's just this pivot right here. That's why I don't have a rectangle there, any zone, if you will. It's just some of these 4-hour lows here. If I'm in a long position over 28,882, I definitely want to watch out for this area here to potentially reject before moving higher. All right. So we'll see what happens, right? This lower high right here was the move of last week. That's what I was looking for. Played it really well for most of the week. It was awesome. We had this low, this low, this low, this low, this low, this low. Many lows here. What happened? We came up, retested it, and moved back down. Reject one, reject two, boom. Right? That was beautiful. Bear flagged into it. That was awesome. That set up some really nice trading earlier in the week to the downside. Let's go over QQQ. Obviously going to look pretty similar. First area. This is my main watch. These 4-hour lows. Do we stay below them? Do we reclaim them? It's really that simple, right? If we break below the previous day low, my next support's going to be down at 677.50, 676.71. So let's go ahead and drag this over here, this rectangle here. And that's going to just be some former daily lows that we had previously back in June. So I actually need to make that a little bit farther out. Here we go. So that's going to be these highs here into lows. So honestly, it's not even my favorite look in regards to like support. We just bounced that daily gap. So really, this is a huge spot for QQQ. We just filled this gap. So yeah, it's these daily highs here. So this would be my next area of support, but below that, I have 688.75. That would be my next area. Honestly, I'm going to go ahead and get rid of that. These are old levels, right? This is all the way back into April now. So we'll see how much farther QQQ wants to go down. If we go back to the 4-hour here, actually, let me double check. I think we have a gap to the upside, don't we? We do. So maybe QQQ wants to be a little bit stronger this week and fill this gap to the upside. That's going to be a big area to watch, a 703 gap. Maybe we pop up and retest this area. Plus, as you can see in this area, there is a lot of interest here, right? We have daily lows, more daily lows, 1, 2, 3 right here. So it's a pretty decent area. Like honestly, I'm going to go ahead and stretch that out. 703.55 across. Let's see, right there. Let's go ahead and fix that real quick. 55. Wait, 701. You crazy. 703.55. There we go. So that's that gap. It's a low. Oh, it's 62. Okay, let's go ahead and fix that. Okay, fix that. 62. So yeah, as you can see, this area for sure, right? Definitely watching this area. Lots of support at first. Lots of interest in this area. It looks like it could come up here, and this again could make another lower high. So for this market to really get strong, and for me to start looking at like actual like swing trades on some equities as well, which I'll get to in a second, I want to see the Nasdaq, hit this gap, reclaim it, whatever. Just show some strength, right? Because after the earnings move on Google, Amazon's been weak. Those are some things I want to start looking at longs again on, right? Leaps, but I need the NASDAQ to catch a bid first. So that's what I'll be looking at. That'll be huge this week on QQQ if we come up and fill this gap. In the short term, though, again, like if we get over the 687 area, 686, those lows, I'll be looking for a move back to previous day high. And of course, over the previous day high, I'll be looking for that gap fill up at 703.62. All right, let's go to let's go to S&P. So kick things off with ES. We'll go to the 4 hour here. All right, over to the 4 hour. Okay, again, major zone I'm looking at first. This 74.73 to 74.61. It was also the FOMC low as well here. Okay, so this is a major area of interest. This is a battleground. Are we going to stay below it? I'm focused on downside. Do we reclaim that? I'm focused on upside. Okay, so this is a major area I'm looking at on the S&P. If we break below the previous day low, my next support is down at 7,400. But if we break below that, I mean, it looks like a straight shot down to 73.59, 73.37, all right? If we reclaim this FOMC low and we move back up, I'm going to be looking for a move back up to the 75.63, which is also the gap on the SPY. But of course, we have an intermediate previous day high as well on the way up there, which is here at 75.25. So I definitely like if we can get over this previous day high, 7,500. I love the look of the long up to 75.25, and then above that for that gap fill on the S&P, which we can head over to right now, right? Gap fills at 746.37. So let's go to the daily. Let's make sure we have that actually lined up. It might be a little bit lower, 746.37. Oh, it is there. Okay, we're good. So this gap fill right here. Let's see if SPY wants to fill that gap this week. So taking it over to the S&P, back to the 15-minute, previous day low, previous day high. If we can reclaim these pivot lows, I'll look for longs back up to the previous day high. If we break below the previous day low, we have a little bit of room down to 735, but honestly, I would not be playing shorts in that, especially on options. Just sounds like a disaster. Kind of looks like we're bear flagging here a little bit as well. So I'd rather see 735.12 break, right? This 4 hour low here. We made it into highs here, made it into high lows again. This break, and my next support is going to be down at 732.07, which I do have written as a gap fill there. Let me just double check that that is still a gap. So let's go to the daily on the S&P. I don't know if it is. Maybe it is. Maybe it's an old gap right here, maybe. Let's see now here. So yeah, it is not a gap anymore. So I'm going to go ahead and get rid of that. It's obviously just old. Wait, what the heck? Hold on. What level is this? Here? Yeah, it's clearly just, oh, you know what? I think it was like an overnight, like 4 hour gap situation that we had at some point. So no big deal. But again, if we break below that 735, I definitely like to move down to 732. And below that, my next support is going to be down here at 728, 726, okay? Which was also a 4 hour demand zone that we already bounced once as well. So let's see. I mean, all the way down to here at 722. I mean, like, this is all just like potential bounce territory or holds, you know, for bulls to step up until we get below 722. 722, you can clearly see there's this straight up, you know, this straight move down to 714.96, right? Which we did already have that kind of like large wick misprint, if you will, kind of bounce out of this zone. So as long as we're above this, it's more like, you know, heavy bulls are going to step up in this area. As you can see, major step up, major step up, major step up, right? So we'll see. It's going to be an interesting place to look at for the end of this, the end of the month here for July. Let's go over to Apple. Apple's been on a heater. Just the technical analysis has been great. It's been respecting just solid trading logic. So this is a huge area I was looking for this past week. We bounced out of it a little bit early, right? So these highs here, right, at 316, the former all-time highs. We just ended up making like a really strong 4 hour demand out of this past week, and I was really looking for a bounce in this area, which we did, but not necessarily like where I wanted it to be. Like, this is the 4 hour demand zone. We ended up bouncing off of this wick here instead of getting down into the actual demand, right? This small red candle here. So kind of a bummer there. Missed it because of that. Friday's move was absolutely insane if you caught a piece of that. I mean, look at the 15 minute. There's not a single red candle until the afternoon. And that's crazy. So, and even on the trend entries that day, like, there was no pullbacks to VWAP. There was no pullbacks to 13 EMA. This thing was like as straight up as it can get. Like, it was insane. It was just like, just buy it and you are good. But so Apple still has some really interesting places on the long term. The charting has just been so good. Like, I had a leap long here when we bounced this all-time high, and I had 300 calls for January, and they only got like 12-15% on this move up. But as you can see, multiple rejections here. We made this bear flag. I cut the leap long for just above break even and switched to puts, caught was it 200%? 200% on puts on this move here, and then we just bounced that 61. I mean, look at this, from this pivot low to this pivot high, that 61, absolute rocket. But we haven't gotten our true retest yet, in my opinion, right? Like, we haven't retested this previous all-time high. We got close, but we didn't retest that. And then where I'm really looking forward is this 302, 303, all those multiple highs you saw on the daily that just kept getting smacked down. I mean, if I'm looking for like adding a leap, I want to see us retest this 302, 303. This is okay. This is good. But man, if we get down here at 302, 303, all these daily highs are here that rejected over and over. That's why I have it here, retest long loop. This is where I want to add a leap for Apple. All right, but I don't know if we'll get it, right? As far as day trading goes, though, we have this daily demand. So that's definitely something. It's 4-hour demand, very clear to see, right? Right here, this 4-hour demand, but it's also daily demand as well. So I'm going to have that marked out after the video as well. Look at that perfect flag, boom. So this daily demand down here at 323 to 321, I'll definitely be looking. That could also be a swing trade as well, back to the highs. All right, so that's going to be Apple. We'll go over to Tesla. Tesla's finally interesting now for me a little bit as well, just because it's so cheap and we have this major gap fill. So I don't know how low it's going to go as far as, obviously nobody does, LOL, but like as far as the charts go, we have this weekly demand down here at 288 to 297. I mean, this would be amazing. If Tesla could get down to 271, that would be crazy, right? 271 to 260 even. I mean, bro, if it gets that cheap, you gotta get an option on that. Well, elite. But the only thing with options on Tesla is they're ridiculously expensive. Go see for yourself. If you want to get one contract, it's going to cost you several thousands of dollars. But depending on how far out of the money you want to go, of course, you can always get it cheaper. But weekly high, weekly demand, weekly lows, right? 271 right here. Let's see if we can get it down there or not. As far as a little more short term, like as far as rejects go, I like this area up here, these daily lows here at 342. If we can move back up here and reject that, that would be great. Or do we reclaim this, get back over 342? That looks like an amazing long. It just feels inevitable. An amazing long back up to 366, the gap fill, and then we reject. So definitely, finally some interesting areas to look at on Tesla. Okay, let's go over to AMD. I haven't day traded AMD in quite a while. It's been extremely expensive. The 0DTs are finally getting a little bit cheaper. I mean, we've just been in a crazy channel here up top. It's like every time it gets to like 450, 500, it's just like a buy. But yeah, I mean, look at the daily chart. There's just not a lot of rhythm to it. I don't have a lot to say about AMD, to be honest. I mean, as far as levels go, previous day high, previous day low. Sure, you could look at puts underneath previous day low, but I don't really want to short into 500. It's just been so aggressive every time it gets into that area. So I don't have much to say on AMD. Now, NVIDIA, on the other hand, though, amazing. It's starting to pick back up. 212. This is my spot. This high has been huge. Every time we come to this 212, there's some sort of something going on. As you can see here, look at this fuckery. Closed over it strong, immediately below. This is where I caught 200% on calls back in May on this daily hold of 212. I'm looking for this again, right? As you can see, we've popped up, reject, popped up, reject, popped up, reject again. If we get another daily strong close over 212, I will take my shot again on calls back up to 225, 230. That's what I'm looking for in NVIDIA. As far as day trading goes, though, I mean, I'm just not as interested in it. I'm more of like looking at long term on this, or like longer options. But like if you want to play this 208.59 pivot, reclaim that for calls up to 212, it's there. I would look at that on Monday. As far as downside goes, get under 204, back down to 202. Sure, I could look at that for puts. But I just want to see us get over 212. And as you can see, like, oh, just, we got over 212 here, like last week, but it wasn't a really strong daily close. So I didn't take any calls on it, right? Like, where was it? It was this candle here. Like you can see we had a close over 212 here on the 15th. I was also on vacation, but that upper wick, didn't like seeing that. I want to see something like this. Look at this daily candle here. Very obvious daily hammer candle. That's what you want to see, right? So I'm waiting for something like that, maybe a weekly close as well, over 212 for a swing back up. So let's wrap it up. Already a long video already, Amazon and Google. So definitely interesting places. We're back at this major daily low on Amazon at 231. If you break below that, I'll watch puts down at 225. Over the previous day high, we have a gap fill at 242. So I'll definitely be watching that on Amazon. Same thing here. Like I'm waiting to add. I have one leap going for June of 2027 still on Amazon, but I'm looking to add to that again. We still have this daily gap at 213. So maybe Amazon wants to fill that. I don't know. But again, waiting for NASDAQ to show strength and then add along with that. Now, Google, obviously, major gap down. I did take a loss on Google calls here. As you can see, I added on this candle here. We retested this previous all-time high. They didn't really move that much. It was like maybe 15% on this move up. And you ended up stopping out on these. But we had this, anytime there's a big gap down on earnings, especially when they crush like this, it's just like, in my opinion, just my opinion, I like buying leaps when these giant companies have knee-jerk reactions on earnings. So you get something like this, but I'm just waiting for the confirmation. That's all. Like, I'm not just going to buy it because we had this major dip, but I do like what I'm seeing down here. If we go to the monthly, we have major monthly demand at 313 to 303. So if I go back to the 4-hour here, okay, that's what I'm looking for on Google. This monthly demand, 312 to 303. We have a gap fill here at 305. Let me double check that that's still there. Yes. If Google shows confirmation in this area, we fill this gap, we get into this demand, this is where I'm looking for leaps, right here. So if we break below previous day low, from a day trading perspective, sure, I can look for a move down into demand. Not my favorite though, but I am looking for some sort of daily confirmation here, maybe a candle like this, okay, to get long on Google again. Obviously, it's been a major move down here. Again, we're already pushing into the fibs too. We broke through the 61, but like we still have all the way down to, let's see, like the 78. Let's see. I need to put those on real quick. I am just curious. Let's see, right here at, what is this, 298. I mean, it falls right in line with that monthly demand. So somewhere in here around 300 monthly demand, I'm taking my shot. If Google wants to, break below 270, sure, I'll stop out. That's good risk to reward for me, back to the all-time highs. So anyways, that's going to wrap it up. Long video. Thank you guys so much for watching. Hope you found it valuable. If you did, please consider dropping a like, a commenting, subscribing to the channel for more. I appreciate every single one of you. Hope you have a great week of trading. Stay blessed, and I'll see you in the next video. Peace.